Mac? Ok. Bueno, fem el break i ja està. Ens assegurem que queda estable.
A ver. ¿Cuánto tiempo tenemos?
5 minutitos.
O sea, nos da para
Tiempo
30
de... Para un cigarro.
cigarros. Yo cada 15 minutos, bueno,
You're rebooting the Mac. Bueno, mira.
No, a veure, què passa?
Sí, és que no sé per què el disc dur anava marxant.
I fins que ha fet pas?
Ja, ho he fet moltes vegades, però jo he pogut reiniciar sempre que no s'ha connectat i ho he agafat.
Va, bueno, esperem que aguanta. Però aquest és un altre, no?
Sí. Tampoc hauria de ser perquè és
curiós aquest muntatge,
que se't desconnecti, pot ser que se't desconnecti pot passar sense haver ningú presentat que és un programa.
Vaig avisar amb aquella tropa que ja tenia...
Got rid of all of the. I'm sorry for it, really. So your laptop is already there. Jeez.
Okay, so stream is working again. We will continue in a minute. Okay, we continue. Please take your seats.
Oh, really? Oh, congrats. That means that it's the United States counterinsurgency security that guy is working full time on you. So you can't do anything against it.
Okay, we continue with the meeting. Please take your seats. Yeah, but I mean, if you don't have to the next time. Okay, everybody, first of all, we have to assess if the form, so all
Okay, please be quiet. We are having an assessment of quorum.
Please raise one of your cards if you are present. Going to people present, red, please. Okay, for those in this stream, we have collected all of the motions to add bullet points to the slides. So since there aren't any conflicting bullet points, we discuss them one by one. We have procedural motions, so I hand over to Krishna.
There's one procedural motion to change the agenda, that is, finalize the next real-life meeting and the prerequisites. You can do this bullet point first, finish this one, and then start with that for the other round. And one is for the preparation of the next meeting, that is to create a detailed agenda and finalize rules of procedure 3 weeks before the next RL meeting. And the comment that further changes of rules of procedure will only apply to subsequent meetings. The basic idea is that on the real-life meetings, they are not to start the discussions, they are to end the discussions. So we have to do it in advance. This means that we have to participate in the online meetings and we have to do the basic argumentation there so we get the proper things done. We finalize those things 2 weeks before or some other time frame, and then we have more time to focus on the decision making.
But it would still be possible to make changes to the rules of procedure. Okay. These are two unrelated things. I propose we talk about the first motion first. That is, after this point, which is requirements for observer membership, we would go to a different agenda point, which is discussing the next meeting, because obviously we won't finish today. Please keep in mind we have 15 minutes left, because we have 10 minutes with the feedback discussion and we have to leave at 2:30. So I think this is probably going to take another 20 minutes, so we would have about half an hour to discuss the next meetings if we accept this maximum, of course. So if you would like to change the agenda and move this point forward, please raise your green card, otherwise raise your red card. Okay, we could just record the percentage. So the agenda, 19 green?
Yeah, we want to see.
SK, is that Slovakia?
Anyway, okay.
SK. Okay. So we will finish this slide and then we will talk about the next meeting. As I said, these are conflicting, so we start with the first one. Eligible as observer members are organizations that maintain transparency, including financial transparency towards their members. Would anybody like to comment on this requirement? Nobody? Okay. Oh, yes, you can.
Yeah, we didn't like this point for us basically as full members, and I don't think we should have it for observer members either. I think there's nothing.
At this point, this is a requirement for full members. We didn't like financial transparency towards the public, so we changed it towards its members. So this is.
No, he's thinking of UK.
Oh, the UK.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I'm saying that we didn't like this for full membership, and we don't think it should be a criteria for observer membership. And with the different types of organisation that we're going to potentially have applying for observer membership, I don't think it would, will some organisations have members to be transparent towards? Will it just be some people or a foundation or something? I don't think it fits for that reason either, as well as not really being desirable.
Yeah, okay, so basically if we pass this bullet point the way it is here, that would imply that all organizations have to have members or something. Sweden.
No, I mean they have to have transparency towards its members. If their members are zero, then it's zero people that have to be transparent towards.
Okay. Would anybody else like to comment on this point? That doesn't seem to be the case. So we can vote on the motion. The If you are in favor of this bullet point, please raise the green card, otherwise the red card.
17 green. 1 red and 3 abstentions.
Okay. If you would like to have your vote recorded, please keep your card raised. Okay. We move on to the second bullet point. Eligible as observer members are non-profit organizations. Would somebody like to comment on this proposal or on this motion? Sweden?
Well, that would exclude foundations. Most of them are non-profit. Okay, then we'll only exclude corporations and individuals and so for me it's okay.
Okay, anybody else? Yes. Yes, but I realize that, but I think we should just use all these, do all these motions first, and if in the end there is nothing there, we can still propose a motion to say it has to be one. Because I don't think anybody wants individual observers. Okay, anybody else? Non-for-profit organizations? No? Okay, no counter motions. So we vote on this. If you say non-profit organizations should be a requirement, green card, otherwise no card.
18 green, 0 red, and 2 abstentions.
Okay, I think we can just record the two abstentions and then oh, no.
1 red, 2 abstentions.
Okay, so the second motion has been approved. We move on to the third motion. Eligible as observer members are, in this case, organizations that work in favor of PPE goals. Would anybody like to comment on this? Sweden?
Well, I might say that we should not accept organizations that work against our goals. Yeah. But actively working in favor, again, that would exclude any kind of non-political organization that we actually might have contact with. So I don't think that should be a requirement. And I don't think we need to put in a requirement saying that they should not work against us, because I think that when it comes up to the board, or the council to decide to let someone in, if we know that they're actively working against us, we will probably say with them.
Okay,
well, in any case, if we don't put this kind of requirement, then we can receive at least attempts of organizations that have nothing to do with the pirate movement willing to enter as observer members. Of course, we can vote against it, but it's not harming anyone because it's not explosive. If somebody is working only in copyright issues or in institutional transparency or things like that, they are working in favor of PPEU goals. It doesn't mean every PPEU goal.
Okay, Netherlands?
I would like to emphasize what Zach says. I am having contacts with people from NGOs, They really work in our favor, and there are other people, some of them don't even want to be in the same picture with me, and I know for a fact that they will not join this organization if it might damage their neutral appearance towards other political entities. Because then they're out of business.
Okay.
So they will seriously not join this organization with that line of thinking.
Thanks. Sweden?
Yes, we will not get some organizations we want to join to apply, and the evil ones, they will not read text and say, oh wait, I'm evil, I will not apply. They will apply anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, we have nobody else on the speakers list. Are there any counter motions? It's not the case, so we vote on the motion. Eligible observer members work in favor of PPEU goals. If you want to have this in the text as a requirement, vote green, otherwise vote red. Please raise your cards.
Two green.
Great.
Three green. 15 red and 2 abstentions. 3 abstentions.
Okay, this motion was rejected. If you would like to have your vote recorded, please raise your card again.
Thank you.
Okay, we move on to the last motion for this point. Eligible observer members are organizations that don't qualify for any other type of membership. Would somebody like to comment on this? Switzerland?
Yeah, that would basically mean everyone.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's not in line what we said elsewhere.
Jens?
Okay. Problem is we might want to keep the observer member status open for parties which, for whatever reason, cannot become ordinary members. For example, if they cannot pay their fees. And they would be eligible if only they would pay, but they can't. So, yeah, they should have the option to go there. Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, what I was thinking, is this an authoritative statement or not? Because if it is, and let's say you're a party and you don't have the money for full membership, so you don't want to become a full member, then this might force you, you see the issue. It doesn't qualify for any other action. But you do qualify for full membership, but you don't want to pay the money. Yeah. And then you end up with this. But you do qualify, right?
Yeah.
But it says doesn't qualify for any other type of membership.
Yes, so Sweden?
Yes, I think I can explain my reasoning here. We have in this law associated membership. I would be glad to put people that don't fulfill the criteria to be full members there, and also have some statutes saying that when they do want to upgrade, they will upgrade automatically without a decision from the council. Basically saying if you could be a full member, but you don't have the money, you don't have the effort, you're an associate member until you decide to upgrade. That happens automatically. That would mean that that category has to be different from the observer members that stay observer members until they actually apply for something else. So I would say that parties that could become full members one day should not go into this category. And also, of course, I would say that observer membership should have a fee as well, otherwise we would have a lot of observer members. So people are limited, but still some.
Are you in favor or against?
I'm in favor against that. I'm in favor of this. And it doesn't mean everyone, because it's not replacing the rest. So it's any organization that maintains transparency, including financial transfer towards its member, and it's a non-profit organization that doesn't qualify for any type of membership. Those are the ones eligible here.
Okay.
Okay.
Switzerland.
It's okay.
Okay. Catalonia.
Well, taking the philosophy of the Swedish delegate, keep it simple. I wouldn't introduce another category. If you're an observer member, you can apply for ordinary member at any point. You don't need an extra category. And well, we are talking too much and we miss plenty of time in order to end. So I would suggest anyone to stop talking and start voting.
Okay. The remote delegates.
Okay. I read as well. This may mean that an European Union qualifier party may not become an observer member if it does not wish to become associate or ordinary.
So the question is, if a party doesn't want to become an ordinary or associate member, could it become an observer member? If we pass this, then they can't become an observer member because they would be eligible for either ordinary or associate.
So they are excluded.
If we pass this, then a party that could apply for ordinary or associate membership can't become an observer.
And can participate in any case. In any other.
If you are a party and you don't want to apply for ordinary membership for whatever reason, that means you can't become an observer instead if we pass this. And but observer members cannot vote anyway.
The question is, there is another kind of association, or is only those two?
No, there will be 4 or 5.
Yes, but for example, the question is, if Italy or another European Union country want to become a member, but prefer to wait some years, so in the meantime they can participate in any other way to this organization, even without voting, without ordinary membership, or they are forbidden?
Well, Sweden's proposal is to make associate members this time, because right now we don't have a definition for associate members. So the way I understand it, the idea is to make parties that will apply for ordinary membership later be able to become associate members. We have Sweden and the Netherlands.
Yeah. So basically my idea is that I think this is actually easier, at least for the decision in the future. Any party in Europe that don't want to be an ordinary member or don't fulfill the criteria to be an ordinary member should apply to be an associate member. Then they will be in that category. The reason to separate them from observer members is because then we can have a process where associate members that fulfill the criteria to be full members automatically get upgraded without having to take time on council meetings. Basically, if you want to be an ordinary member, you fulfill the criteria, you become an associate member. When you fulfill the criteria, you automatically get upgraded. If you want to, but you don't. That would let people choose between those two categories and not observer membership. Basically, I don't think that a pirate party in Europe should be an observer member. It should be an ordinary member or an associate member.
Okay, Netherlands?
There might be financial motives for wanting to be an observer member instead of any other type. This is why I think it would be clever to postpone this vote until the finances are clear.
Okay,
I have a proposal how to fix it, and that everybody could be happy, to change this doesn't qualify for any type of membership, or have to address it.
Could you repeat this so that the people who propose this are listening?
I wasn't finished yet, I have repeated it. So it would be to fix the last line, the last bullet point here. Doesn't qualify for any type of membership or have not requested any other membership.
So this is the more...
and then it would fix whatever problems they have been mentioned. Because like, if they're not requesting anything else, and wouldn't qualify for whatever.
But what is the difference between that and not having the criteria at all?
None. Can I propose to close the stop discussion?
We have a procedural motion to close the discussion list. Is somebody objecting to No, that means the vote, if the speaker list is closed. Was there anybody left on this who was raising their hand? Does it seem to be so? Okay. Was that a counter motion? Are you upholding this counter motion? No. Okay. So we only have this motion that says observer members are organizations that don't qualify for any other type of membership. If you are in favor of this, raise your green card. Otherwise, raise your red card, please. Last one is okay.
8 green. 8 red. 5 abstentions.
Okay, 8 yes, 8 no, 5 abstentions. That means the motion hasn't passed. Now, are there any motions left that have to turn in on this topic of eligibility? Okay, so I will summarize. We have agreed that observer members can be organizations that maintain transparency, including financial transparency towards their members, and they have to be non-profit organizations. Would anybody like to table a motion to add something to this list? That is not the case. So we are done with the topic of observer members' eligibility. This is, of course, a bad place to stop because we will have to continue with the observer members' rights and obligations next time. But we have changed the agenda and now come to the topic of the next statutes meetings. Obviously, we still have a lot of work to do, so we probably need one or two more weekends to finish the statutes off. Personally, I think that meeting in person like this is much faster and much more productive than doing model sessions. We have spent the last couple of months doing a draft, and we have certainly gotten a lot more done this weekend. So it would be advisable to have another statutes meeting in person. Now I know there is a meeting planned in Rome in November that regards the election campaign. So it should probably be reserved to that topic unless Italy is planning something else. So, yeah, okay, so we agree. So basically we need volunteers. If somebody thinks that their party might be able to organize a meeting sometime soon, just
I can say that in the meeting in Rome, we can dedicate some time also to complete the points that we will miss today, because I don't think we will be able to finish everything. So in the next meeting in November, we can take the time to refine some issues also about the city and decide in the agenda the campaign and all the rest.
Okay.
I think that a part of a weekend is not enough to finish the rest. We need a full weekend to discuss all the details, because many of the more conflicting points we have not even touched. Like how to do the money, of course, when everyone starts fighting, but also how to vote. And there are many topics. If there are voting weights, one party will vote and these things, but we are not touching them today. So that will be a lot of time we need, and part of the weekend for enough.
Well, I think that it shouldn't be so bad idea to do some of the work or most of the work remotely, mostly because there are some people like me that talk too much. And then this delays a lot all the process. And with three like me, or even worse, I'm not pointing to anyone in particular, we can blow up all this process until 2020.
I would like to make one point topic because we are now first discussing when to have a next meeting,
Yes.
and then we will discuss online and the facility level.
Yeah, I mean,
Then
there is of course,
just another thing.
There is of course going to be online discussion, but I think everybody agrees that we need at least one more meeting.
Online discussion and online decision making. But
No,
another point.
we are talking about the next meeting.
But come on.
Okay.
Just to state something.
Please, if you
we
would
have.
like to say something, raise your hand.
Yeah, I didn't finish. You interrupted me. Thank you. And the thing is that we are running for campaign in many countries. That's the case in Italy, and November would be a good date for that. But we have also other countries running for election. I don't know if Belgium maybe would be able to organize something in October, but they have elections there. And we should focus or potentiate these countries that are running for election.
Okay. Okay.
I think we would be able to post something in November. Maybe we have an election in Manchester. It's got a good international airport, so we would be able to look at putting something together.
Okay, so Pirate.cat UK is offering to host a conference. The remote delegates. Okay, sir.
When is it? The date?
No date yet.
No date yet.
Yes, we can just stick to the list that's easiest. The remote delegates wanted to say something?
Just a comment from Slovakia. They say, I think that the online preparation using the tool that Krishna prepared, people can spending a weekend agreeing on adoption of the slide.
Okay, so Slovakia, I think we can do a lot of stuff online, but of course this is not on the topic of the next meeting. France.
I think the Pirate conference would offer to host such an event as today in the beginning of 2020. It would be complicated to report because we have our GA at the end of October. After that, we don't have anything before the next GA. And to reply to
Can you speak up a little bit? Louder.
Louder? Okay. To reply to Pirate Catalonia, I believe that organizing meetings when there are elections or the host a few months after, on the contrary, is a problem for small parties with small resources. It can be a good thing for advertising, but it can be monopolizing too much resources. So on the contrary, France, for the next year, at least will be focused on preparing the elections, European elections, and others. But we don't have national election or regional or anything before 2014.
Okay, so France is offering to host a conference in the beginning of 2013. Anybody else? Switzerland?
I have already distributed some invitations for February 2013. Unfortunately, I have run out of invitation letters, but you will definitely receive this via email. There will be a National Assembly, and we can place a PPU meeting there if you wish so. We have a spare room. It will be in Aarau. Some of you have been there. That's an offer that stands. You can take it, or we can just have a social meeting there for all those who like to come.
Which weekend is
January.
22 January. 22nd January, okay? Okay, I believe we will actually need 2 more meetings before the founding conference. I think we can do 1 more weekend like this, doing bullet points. Based on that, the legal team will make a final draft, and then we need 1 weekend to discuss and vote on the actual text of the statute. So this is being optimistic. Maybe we need 3 meetings, but we definitely need more than 1. So we should probably agree on 2 meetings at least at this conference, so that the people who want to host it can prepare. And we now have 3 offers: the UK, Switzerland, and France. So what do you think? Should all 3 of them prepare, or?
We have a time schedule problem
because if the funding is in the beginning of 2013. So maybe the two meetings of the CETIC that in my opinion are important, we can schedule in October in England and November in Rome, and after the size of the campaign.
Okay.
So in my opinion, the campaign agenda of Rome, we can change with the statute, and after the campaign maybe in France or in other Switzerland, in order to finish the focal points and after organize.
Okay, so Rome would like to stick to the original plan of doing the founding early 2013, and they are offering to have a statutes conference instead of an election campaign conference in Rome in November. Belisa?
Okay, I have to consult this with the rest of my party colleagues because we are running for elections on October 21st, and it's pretty close on the dates. But if it's okay by them, we will also.
Okay, so potentially Belisa is offering to organize a conference. Sweden.
I would be very worried if we cancel election preparation conference for a statutes draft conference.
We don't cancel, we move 1 month later in France. It's anyway
and I would also think that more than 1 month for the next meeting would be nice to prepare. I will have to consult with my party. There should probably be some text from this meeting that people can read before the next meeting, not only the rest of the draft, so we see what consequences or decisions we may have. So just looking at the next meeting very soon, it's a good way to have long meetings because then we just have more meetings. But if we want to be prepared and if we want to have time to do some of the reading online and actually some of the suggestions online, then I think we should not have the next meeting already in October. So I would suggest a later date and then just postpone the funding. There's no rush.
I actually agree with this point. I think it would be very good for the election campaign if we do the official founding of PPEU during the election campaign. Because it's a big event, it draws a lot of media attention, and hopefully we will have already agreed on the statutes. So it will be it wouldn't be endless statutes discussions, but it will be a media event where we elect the board and so on. And we could do it in early 2014 because, of course, one of the tasks of PPEU is to help coordinate with the election campaign. But, of course, that doesn't mean that we can't start coordinating the election campaign before the official founding. That was the plan anyway because we were planning to have an election campaign meeting in November. And I think we should keep it because all the other parties are already preparing for EU elections. And in Germany, one problem is that the national elections are before them, and there are very few people really concentrating on the EU elections because everybody is dealing with the national elections. And so I think it would be really important to have a meeting on the election campaign soon and to postpone the founding of PPEU until 2014. Dalton?
And so some more concrete to speak about the why we can wait for the PPU, what we can do together, programs what we can do, and the merchandising and what we can also bring together as clusters, or we can meet new countries necessarily completely.
Okay. Anybody else? No? Okay, so we should.
We have several offers, more or less complete. So those, please repeat the offers, we will collect them and then we vote on where to have it.
Or where to have the first one?
The first one.
We see that for the launch of the funding of the PPU could be works it's invested. So all the paper organization will be at other place.
I mean, we are founding under Belgian law, so the founding conference will be in Belgium.
Can we please have the formal vote on this?
On what
Having the
exactly?
founding conference in Brussels.
Yeah, I think we can do that when we are done with this. Actually, we don't have to decide this today. Because there will be many meetings before that, and at every meeting we can have another vote. And we should decide it when it actually comes up. Okay. So we have UK, France, Galicia, and Switzerland.
What about the question? Are you really planning to postpone the foundation of PPU until 2014?
That is my proposal, yes. The reasoning is that PPEU should be counted before the election, of course, because if we get enough votes, we could apply for funding. So it has to be before May, June 2014. But it would be useful to count it during the election campaign because it would be a good publicity event. And also, we don't need the organization to start with coordinating the campaign. So I propose to the founding.
It was scheduled for beginning of 2030.
Yes.
And now you want to postpone it for 1 year.
Yes. Super.
I disagree with that to some extent. If we're not going until 2014 or late 2013, yes, then it would make sense. But if we manage to have a very fruitful spring, then it would make sense to have it in the end, early beginning of the fall 2013. It would also be good for Germany because it would be just before their elections, and if everything is set up, it will not be a burden. And the main reason is that we can get funding when we're, 7 member states? And that is not unreachable by then. It is possible that we will have people elected into regional, national, and EU level at 2013. And then we have to be founded before September, I think, before end of September, to be able to apply for the money. And then we get funding only 2014. And that would be better to have money 2014 than founding 2014.
Okay.
So I would say that we should keep the founding date open,
yes.
But we can postpone it from spring next year because it will obviously not be that far ahead.
Okay, that makes sense.
Would move the founding conference to another date, that we don't have to do now. But we have to agree on the next meeting, which I want to forgo to get back to. And we have these two.
We have 4. UK, Switzerland, France, and Galicia.
No, in October, no. In October, because France is in January. Or I don't think so.
Should we have a formal vote to postpone the founding, to not do the founding in early 2013? I don't know, but at least then everybody is on the same page.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay, so we will do a vote. Please vote with the green card if you would like to postpone the meeting, to not have the founding conference in the first quarter of 2013. If you want to have it in the first quarter, you vote with the red card.
3. 3 red. A second. 7 abstentions. A moment, Serbia is talking to me. Waiting.
free there.
Okay, so we have decided that we will not do the founding before the first, in the first quarter of 2013. So the earliest possible date is April 2013, but we don't decide on the exact date at this point. So now we can get back to the next meeting. So any date before April 2013 could be a good idea. Okay, so we have 4 proposals. The UK, Switzerland, Galicia, and France. Switzerland is already offering a specific date, as I take it, which is 22nd January?
Yes.
Okay.
But I will actually prefer if we go to the UK, because we've been to Switzerland, we've not been to the UK. It would be a point of fairness to visit them.
Okay, so I put your offer in brackets if you need an extra.
If we need it,
yeah.
we can use it.
Yes?
I see something in the 16th of September.
Yeah, that's national conference. There will be some international pirates meeting up, but it's nothing formal. And I think we need a whole weekend if we're going to these actions.
Just I see that.
Okay. So could the UK propose, let's say, a month?
Yeah, the end I was going to say, yeah. Probably Manchester. Yeah, it's the end of November.
End of November.
Yes,
Okay.
so close.
Which, yeah, there's the election. Which weekend is the meeting involved?
It's 17th and 18th.
Okay, 17th
So,
and 18th November.
maybe it's better in October. If there is something in October, it's better.
Yeah.
I would go the other way. I would say after that, November or December would be better. And we'll have plenty of time, your elections will be over, and then we can visit Manchester when it's all the nice Christmas weather.
Oh, no.
Okay, so December, would that be possible, or is it probably?
I'm sure it would be possible to do.
Okay, so UK is offering to do a meeting at one weekend in December, and that's not used. What about France?
I believe the end of November or December would be a bit too soon for France. I would have proposed actually around the date that Parliament Switzerland has proposed for meeting Paris.
How about early February? Because we need 2 meetings anyway. So February.
Yeah.
And what about Galicia? Would you like to make a formal offer, or do you have to?
No, I have to check with my friends.
Okay. Just interested with the meeting times, with early February. I think the question was whether the meeting in France would be in January.
Yeah, but it was the date.
What was the date proposed? There is no specific date yet because they have to find the venue and so on. But it would be in February. Early February. Okay. I think the best way.
I will answer by mail to the.
Okay. So I have a proposal. I propose that we decide to have one statutes meeting in the UK in December and one statutes meeting in February in France. And then if we need another one, Galicia can check if they can organize one, and then perhaps if we need a third meeting, we could have one in Galicia sometime in April.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had UK in early December because late December is impractical, and France in early February. If you agree with this, I think we will just do a vote on this. Oh, well, I think
Yeah, the point is we have this meeting, we have this spare room, but we have already been to Switzerland once with the whole PPU conference, and it would be fair if we would visit other countries.
Okay. Okay.
So agenda is November 8th, then.
Yeah, but we haven't voted yet. It would be Rome, November, France, no, UK, December, France, February. Gregory, and then.
Okay, since we've been to Switzerland before, then we have not been to Germany yet. So they actually can match that very certain offer it. Called it posted in Berlin at
well,
you have to speak.
We have
what?
yes, we have a very nice room for this meeting in Essen, and it's not in Berlin.
Yes,
you can
sorry.
go to another time to Berlin, but you should also learn Germany's wonderful town in Essen.
Okay. Now the question is, should we just note this in case we need another conference, or would you like to make a counter offer? So we keep in mind that if we need another conference, Germany could also organize it in the city of Essen. There was someone.
Yeah, just quick question. Wouldn't this be more cost effective to just extend the conference?
Well, the problem is that if you have more than 2 days, you tend to exclude people who have to work in a regular job. And if it's a long weekend, then usually people have other plans with family and so on. So usually having a regular weekend, Saturday, Sunday, is the most barrier-free. You know?
Well, traveling across Europe already excludes you 2 days, Friday and Monday. Extending it by 2 days or 1 day is probably more cost-effective than doing it twice and using 4 days at work.
Well,
just my
yes, okay, but I think we will need 2 conferences in any case. So we can vote on the conferences first, and then we can decide if it should be more than 2 days. Yes.
Yes, so I have the feeling that you are, you hold the belief that the Rome meeting in November will be about statute. If I understood you correctly, this is not the case. The Rome meeting will be about program. The next meeting will be in December.
Not program, election.
Sorry, yeah, election campaign.
Okay, if there are no more questions, I will repeat what we are voting on. We are voting to have the next statutes conference in the UK in early December, and the second one after that in France in early February. If you agree with this, please raise the green card, otherwise the red. Okay, please lower your cards again. I have to explain what we are voting on. Please lower your cards. Thank you. The text is: we decide to have the next statutes meeting in December in the UK, and in the second one in France in early February. If you agree with this, please raise the green card, otherwise raise the red card. Please raise your cards.
Great. 19 green, 1 red, 2 abstentions.
Okay, can we just record it, please? This Slovakia red, and I think Czech right, so we have more or less fixed dates for the next conferences. We have 15 more minutes. What do you want to discuss? Oh, okay. Oh, right, there's another motion, so we should treat this first.
And we have 10 minutes for the
Oh, yeah, we only have 5 minutes now.
We have to discuss on the preparation for the next meetings. This time it was on very short notice. Everyone was a bit surprised on how things were created. That is unfortunate. We have started the meetings in the Rounded I think 3 months ago, and not everyone participated. So there are actually two things we have to discuss. How to proceed for the next meeting. I propose that we have a proper reset agenda for 3 weeks before the meeting. It means we have to discuss it in advance. And the same for the rules of procedure. It will also be possible to react during the meeting, but everyone should have the proper time to read it and make most of it. That's my proposal.
Would anybody like to comment on this? Doesn't seem to be the case, so we can vote on it. If you agree with this proposal, please raise your green card. Okay, could you repeat the motion?
The motion is we create a detailed agenda and the finalized rules of SEC 3 weeks before the next real-life meeting. And the idea is that during the meeting we can then end all the discussions and not start them.
Does everybody understand the motion?
We will be online and we will prepare things for the meeting.
Okay, everybody seems to know what we are voting on, so if you support the motion, please raise your green card, otherwise raise your red card.
One extension.
Okay, we will just record the extension, and now it's okay.
Another motion actually. Because in the past we have, since me and the others, I'm not sure how many were aware, have used one mailing list that is hosted by the PTI, the PPU statutes, and there is an open mailing list, and there is another that has been recently created, which is a closed mailing list, also hosted from PPI, only for the delegates. And I think everyone can read, but only delegates can write. And what I want to have is a vote which one to continue with, because we have to choose one. Both is not a good idea.
We should listen on what the people have to say, but we should also have a mailing list where official things such as invitations, we're going to have them, and real stuff like that, invitations and votes and discussions about remote delegates and some stuff go over that we don't have everyone posting there. So I am in favor of having both actually.
Well, I definitely don't want to have the discussions about what we're going to do on the mailing list just for delegates, because there are organizations that could become special members, like for example the Pirates of Europe, and this organization doesn't exist yet. So I for example, am not a delegate, so I couldn't participate in the discussion anymore, and that would be bad. Yeah, so official discussion continues on the statute mailing list, but if we want to have an announcement mailing list, of course that can be created.
Yeah, well, there already is another mailing list. I don't know if you're talking about it or just talking about this creation. Okay, great. Talking about young pirates, I think that there can be made like exception from the rule. I know it's not systematic, but the current mailing list is just unreadable. It's not possible. It's really there are like 70 people. It can be done. And there are 2 people from the Czech Party trying to read it, and they cannot. They just cannot possibly do it. I don't know. You know, they spend 2 hours a day, and then I have no info whatsoever.
Well,
My turn. Well, some people have told me that there's too many Germans on PPEU mailing list. And when we started working, then it started being spread over mailing lists of many parties, and plenty of people write topics that were already consensus. And they start again and again and again on the same topics. If we make the archive of the mailing list public, you have your delegate, chase him in order to make your opinion, have a seat in that conversation. But it's the only way we can advance in a fast way.
Okay, it's 2:20 and we have 10 minutes for the Euro liquid, so I would like you to have a motion, then we can vote on it.
We can vote on whether we will establish or use the established one closed mailing list for delegates. That is the first one. And we can vote on whether to use the statute group mailing list as official, also as official mailing list without votes.
Okay, so we have a straw poll first. Raise the green card if you want the main discussion to take place on the list where only delegates can write, and use your red card if you want the main discussion to take place on the PPEU statutes list where anybody can write. Is this clear for everybody?
No, it's not.
No?
No.
So,
okay, it's a straw poll. So first we see which one is preferred, and then we do a formal motion.
I want to know the
okay, the green one, you raise the green card if you prefer the closed mailing list where everybody can read, but only delegates can write. And you use the red card if you want the main discussion to take place on the PPEU statutes mailing list where everybody can write. Is this clear for everybody? Yes? No?
Green for
UK, please? Please, one second, because we have to leave very soon.
Because there's still two openers. There's the EU coordinates list, and then there's the statutes.
Okay, please keep it quiet.
Okay, so we have to vote. We're not discussing the campaign list. There are two alternatives. One is the statute mailing list, one is the closed one. One is existing. We're voting these two.
Yeah, but I was going to say that the statutes one, rather than the general discussion one, generally has fewer people sort of arguing on that one. That seems to be more down to business than the main one. So I'll take that into account when we're voting between the closed and the open.
Okay, just to explain for everybody, there is a general PPEU mailing list where there's a lot of traffic. This is not the one we need. We need the PPEU statutes mailing list where there are relatively few people, but theoretically anybody can write it. So please raise the green card if you would like the discussion on the statutes and so on to take place on the list where only delegates can write, and use your red card if you want the discussion to take place on the PPEU statutes list where everybody can write.
So 3. 9 red and 1 abstention. Green, 9 red, 1 abstention.
Okay, so there is a majority that favors to have the discussion on the closed mailing list where only delegates can write. Well, we now have a formal vote on this motion. The motion is the official discussion of PPEU statutes will take place on the mailing list where only delegates can write, but everybody can read. If you agree with this motion, raise your green card, otherwise raise your red card.
Excuse me, can you repeat please?
Okay. Lower the cards, please. Everybody understand? Okay.
Yes.
So we proceed with the vote. If you agree with the motion, please raise your green card. Otherwise, raise the red card.
No, it's before we make the straw vote. Oh, now we approve it.
14 green, 7 red.
Okay.
14, right?
Yeah, so this was accepted. I would just like to have one more motion. It's really quick. It just says that, okay, please can I have your attention? It just says that any young pirates organization from any state can send somebody to the White House. Everybody understand the motion? No, okay. The motion is because we have just decided that the official discussion will take place on a mailing list where only official delegates can write. Delegates are so far only parties. So the motion is that also any young pirate organization can have somebody participate on this mailing list. So a representative of any young pirate organization can get writing privileges in this mailing list.
Wouldn't it be easier to allow a certain amount of delegates from every party? So they decide if they are from the JAC or simply more than one person?
Well, personally, I don't think this is easier because we are in the process of founding Young Pirates of Europe, and it would be much easier to just have the Young Pirates of Europe in the organization later when we are founded. But for now, I just want the Young Pirates to be able to participate in the discussion, but they don't have to be there. Okay. So I repeat the motion. Any young pirate organization may appoint a representative to have writing privileges on the mailing list for statutes discussion. If you agree with this, please raise your green card, otherwise raise the red card.
Green, 3 red, 2 abstentions.
73,
2 red, sorry, 3 red and 2 abstentions.
How many registered parties do we have?
The number seems to be growing all the time.
Yes, this one.
Maria?
How many parties are registered? 22?
Will you give me the vote? Or
Yes. She? One minute.
No, I have to check. Now or
Yes.
5 minutes?
It doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's just continue. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's clear.
Okay. Okay, so please keep your 24 registered appointed whatever. Please keep your cards up if you would like to have your vote recorded. Okay, yes, we have the last topic. Can we, Muriel, Can we stay until 2:40? Yeah. Okay. So now I hand over to Daniela for the zero discussion.
Since the Chamber of Pirates has not been voted yesterday, Unity project will grow apart from the EU. So this feature is as pros and cons. The pro can be the fact to not be in a hurry for 2014. So we will have more time to organize each other and coordinate better all the digital participation of everybody. In the wiki.ppu.net, there is the Euroliquid page where has been collected all the brainstorming we did in the past weeks, and I invite everybody to take a read of that. What about direct democracy? What about participating democracy? I can talk about Italy. Our first problem, please. Our first problem is the corruption. Even if in the last years many parties with all good intentions tried to change something, when they arrive to the top of their goals, the corruption machine took them and saw all the good intentions were gone, and they began to act as the traditional parties did. So against the people and in favor of lobbies and banks. The result is that in Italy we have a lot of people that is suffering for this, and banks that are taking everything. I think that in the North Europe is better, but you cannot consider safe as long as in the last year maybe I think all people were better than now. So the solution for this corrupted system of politics in Germany is the direct democracy. The direct democracy will allow people to decide about their lives, even in the good and in the bad. So, in this room, now we have the possibility to change this. We can do the difference with the other parties. So, this is not a vocation. Now I just want to ask to rise up the green card if you intend to participate to this project, in the sense that the green card will be recorded and I will send the token to participate to Euroliquid project with the credentials and other information and build together, possibly with a consensus method, how this platform has to be done and how this platform and how the basic rules have to be implemented.
Okay.
So I take less than 10 minutes.
Okay.
Very good. Okay.
Would somebody like to say something or ask a question? You agree? Okay. Anybody have any questions to Daniela? Everybody know what to do? Melissa?
I am not going to participate, but I think one of my colleagues might want. So, por green card is.
You can participate as a party, and after you will choose a delegate
Yeah.
for this.
But it wouldn't be me.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes.
This is about setting up a meeting.
Could you please concentrate for 2 minutes and then we are done and you can have your
This is
discussion.
about setting up a meeting feedback instance for the European Union, right?
Liquid feedback tool is one of the issues that we will decide. Maybe not. Liquid feedback if we choose another better tool. So it's not tool dependent.
Okay.
Euroliquid project is participating democracy project. So it's tool independent.
Any more questions or comments? That doesn't seem to be the case, then.
Okay, if there are no further comments on this conference, we would then be able to close the. New cards. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, good. Okay, so this is a straw poll.
Yes, I asked to record the card because
Oh,
I will
okay.
send the invitation.
Okay, so officially this is a straw poll. It's not a real vote, but we will record who is raising their green card. Everybody understand the procedure? Basically, please, can I have your attention just for a second? So if you intend to participate, you raise your green card. We will note down who raised their green cards, but this is not a vote in the sense of the yes. It's not a decision, it's just please raise your green card. Thank you. You can lower your cards. Before we close, I just wanted to.
I have a request.
Okay.
I can record. It could be useful to, and of course, technically we can offer this service to implement inside the Euroliquid platform a little group of the delegates to keep on discussing about the topics that before the next meetings, even if they will not be maybe decisional effective, but they will solve a lot of debates, and maybe in the next meetings we could speed up and reach quickly all the points.
Okay.
This is another motion. If you want to vote, we can vote on this.
So this is the real vote now. You want yes or no?
Yes,
Should
this
we
is
have
a real vote.
a group of delegates?
To create a group, a dedicated unit for debating on the points only for the delegates.
Okay. Do you have
I write.
questions? And you can write it down. Okay. Has everybody understood the question?
Not really.
Not really? Okay. It's a motion to create a dedicated group to work on the Euroliquid project with something akin to delegates. They don't really have decision-making power, but they come from all the countries that want to participate and they move the project forward.
So that implies that, for example, the BPCC should delegate somebody to this group.
You have to ask him
No, but he was saying that the decision we made of having the further discussions about
Please,
the
can we concentrate?
basically
There was a question. Can we please stop the bilateral discussions? There was a question. Here, somebody who wants to answer it.
basically he's proposing that the decision we had to have the further discussions on one of the mailing lists should instead be replaced by having the further discussions.
No, it's not that.
No, this is about Euroliquid, not about the statutes. I think so.
No, the point is that the discussions on of the delegates working on the statutes would be also voted in this platform, which is not binding, but will give us feedback in order to speed up whenever we have the next meeting to start voting blocks and things like that.
Okay, this is a little bit too vague. I think we need the text before we can vote, so we know exactly what we are talking about. So we have we wait.
While we wait for the motion, I would like to have half a minute, because we have had many big helpers who have maintained all the conference. And of course, I want to start with Julia, who has been leading to all the debate, most of it. Who has been dealing as all the other working things, the procedural documentation, and he's been also the chairman, the vice chairman, and everything. And then there's Jens, who has been doing the protocol. You haven't said almost a word, but he has been protocol writing down everything. There's a big applause. To the Catalans and Muriel, who has organized everything. It was a very big effort.
Of course, I would like to add a really big thank you for Krishna for doing all the we have one more motion. We have, can I have the text, or can you read the text of the motion? I think it's
this one?
Yes.
Okay. Create a unit dedicated to delegates to debate about PPU topics. No decision effective. Speed up next meetings.
Okay. All PPEU topics, including statutes, or
yes,
okay. Okay, so Italy is offering a motion to create a dedicated unit for the preparation of PPEU topics within
Euroliquid.
Within Euroliquid. Does it already is already operational? So we should add this to the text.
Yes.
Okay. So once again, Italy is proposing to have a dedicated unit of something like delegates in Euroliquid to discuss PPEU issues and prepare the next meetings, but they are not exclusive and they don't have decision-making power. So that doesn't mean that you can't organize outside of Euroliquid, it just means that there will also be a group in Euroliquid. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, does everybody understand the motion? That seems to be the case, so we can vote on it. If you are in favor of this motion, please raise the green card, otherwise raise the red.
Green. 10
Good. How many abstentions? Okay, 10 green, 10 red, 2 abstentions. That means the motion was rejected. But of course, we are pirates, we can do anything. Nobody can keep you from organizing a new so you don't really need a decision anyway. Okay, do we have any motions?
No, again?
Did we have one?
Okay, there's one.
Yeah. We don't have to. Yeah, we don't have to decide on this motion. We just have to be aware that it exists, and we can still adjourn the meeting after this, just so we know that there is another topic on the statutes. There has been a motion, but we can of course adjourn that topic to the next meeting. Do you have it? Okay, he's just going to read it for the protocol because we have to acknowledge that there is.
From remote Martina from Germany also. Here, it's to change the text of the objectives. To change the objectives text to the association shall work to further the interests of its members, especially by following the goals that we have, developing close work relations with these things. Which would have both the two things that we have the interest as an activity and as a goal, and we would have the complete details.
Okay.
But we're not to vote on the
No, it's just so we know that there will be another discussion about objectives, but well, we are ready to.
You can then, if there's nothing else to say, formally close the meeting. No.
We have to formally close the meeting. Right? We just closed the meeting. It's I don't get what?
If you believe that the call will be in the afternoon,
Yeah, in principle, the calls are part of the meeting. So, okay, we close the website, but then somebody has to close the meeting later after the talk.
I think we will close this meeting for now, and we know that there are talks that will continue this part. Okay, so we're not separately close it. I mean, what's that?
There will be no more votes. It's just that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we're done.
Please, hello. The restaurant reservation is at 3:15, so we have to hurry a little bit. And I would ask you to please can use it perhaps.
And by the way, we need another family picture for media and so on. Now the light is better, so stay on the outside door, please. You know where you need to be.
Okay, everybody gather. Everybody please together outside for a group.
Because you are from Catalonia. What you have to do is you are to ask everyone to say, I am a pirate in Catalan. And Greek have to also the same at Prague, because there was one election and they have to me, Katie, go pirati, so I am a pirate in Greece. And now in September, October, there is election in Belgium and Holland. So all will be the same, but everyone will say, ik ben een piraat, je bent een piraat, in French, in Netherlands, we do it before the Belgian year. Today. To do the same that you have to do for Catalonia or for Greece. Did you see the video of Greece?
Yeah.
I explained the video but I don't know if it's so, it was just a lady.
Aber ich habe jetzt nicht wie Europa
Es ging mit einer Lutheranenverband. Nee, das ist wie